Good afternoon, everybody. Well, maybe good evening. Good evening, everybody, to our seminar on internationalization at home or internationalization at FIME, because FIME is our home, our house. And on behalf of our dean, Dr. Arnulfo Treviño Cubero, is for me really a pleasure to welcome you to this talk. Today, we have a special guest, which is Mario Alberto Castillo Cantú. He will have with us a presentation and a conversation around this topic, what to expect when migrating to the USA. But before hearing Mario Alberto, just let me introduce a little what is behind this seminar. This seminar is a forum for you, our students and our professors, our community here at FIME. It's a window to the world. We want our students to have some international contact, some international experience. So that's why we invite special guests. In particular, we invite most of the time graduates, very successful graduates that are working overseas in other countries. In this case, we have a graduate from telecommunications, which is Mario Alberto Castillo Cantú. I will let Mario to introduce himself. He is our guest and our star today. So, having said that, we are all earrings for you, Mario.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, well, hello everybody. As Moses says, my name is Mario Alberto Castillo. I finished my IEZ or IEC, my career in FIME, or lawfully FIME. I graduated in 1997. I get my bachelor's degree, and well, that degree is the one that opened the door for me to come to the USA, and till now, it's been that degree that keeping me just going ahead, right? So this time, I want to talk about something that maybe some people think or maybe don't think about it, because everybody thinks that leave our homes sometimes is easy. Sometimes it's easy for many people, sometimes it's not easy. And leave your home or your country is not for everybody. So I want to talk about some specific points according to my experience. I just want to show you a few things that I think that is something that it can help you to have a better picture what is or how can be the things going while you're trying to leave your country. So I have a small presentation. I'm going to start to share now. Let me see, give me a second. All right. Ingeniero, can you see my presentation?
Yes. Yes, just put the presentation format. Yeah. Great.
All right, well, as I said, my name is Mario Castillo, Mario Alberto Castillo. Married, I have 3 kids, my wife Angelica. I have my older one is Diego, my girl Natalia, and my little one is Orlando. Right now I'm living in Richmond, Texas. I have 3 years living here. I've been living in different states and checking which one is going to be the good one to stay the rest of my life or the rest of my life with my wife. So I finished my career in 1997 as an electronic communications engineer, right? I've been working in telecom industry since 1995. I was studying in FIME and while I was working in Telcel, and lately I started to work in the company Telefónica Movistar that basically is disappearing from Mexico, right? So I want to start this presentation. So what to expect when you emigrating to another country? This case, I'm talking about USA, a little bit Canada. Is again is my personal experience, right? So the first question is, so you're leaving home, right? So this is what I think, right? So you when you leave your country, or you planning to, you know, whatever you whatever your goal is, you have to take some points that, in my opinion, can be a kind of factor that it can affect your performance or your, you know, to achieve your goals, right? So you may want to leave because the country situation, we know that sometimes it's not easy comparing to other countries, right? Maybe you get a great opportunity. Maybe you think that is good. If it's that according to your dreams or your goals, that's something that you said, hey, this is good for me. I can just go ahead and, you know, take it. It's good. Maybe you're looking for something that is a challenge for you, and you want to gain experience with your current company, and then, I don't know, maybe get money and make your own business. It's up to you, right? So these points, talking about these points, I'm gonna share the next presentation that is gonna be related to these points, right? So when you're leaving, you need to consider why you're leaving, right? It's not just I take my backpack and that's it. I'm leaving. You need to take into account your family. Maybe you have a boyfriend, girlfriend. Maybe you have a husband, wife, friends, places, hobbies, food. Even though, you know, I'm right now I'm in Texas, very close to Houston, Texas area. Uh, you can say that you can find almost everything that I can find in our city, right? But even though it's not the same, right? Not talking about another states, farther north or east or west, is totally different, right? So many things that you need to consider before you leave, right? Um, these things involve a kind of a feeling, what I said, or many people said, that is a homesick, right? A homesick. If you said, okay, I miss my home, I miss my family, I miss whatever is something that it make you feel sad or missing, uh, you know, you can have this feeling for maybe, I don't know, a few weeks, maybe months, or maybe stay longer than you were expecting, right? So it's not an easy thing because you're gonna face many things that you didn't consider before to leave, right? So this leads me to the next page. Um, when I when I when I try my first uh, basically adventure, or I planning to leave my country, that was back in 2000, and I was a little old. I know you guys, the most of you are maybe 20s, early 20s, right? So you're still being younger compared to that age. I just decided to leave. I was thinking to leave before, but I never feel, I never feel ready, you know, to go ahead. So I went ahead at 20 years old, 29 years old, and I only last 3 months. Homesick, it hit me hard. It hits me, it makes me feel sad. And basically, the whole time, instead of just enjoying, trying to learn, trying to meet people, meet American people, uh, try to, you know, joyful, I was sad the whole time. So basically, 3 months, and it was it. I quit. I said, okay, I'm leaving. I found a kind of job, you know, but it wasn't what I was expecting because I wasn't ready for that. As an engineer, I feel like am I proud? It was basically basically touching ground, right? So totally out of anything, right? So the next time I make the second attempt. It was 4 years later. I try I try another country. I try Canada. And this time it was better because I was ready for some things, and I was doing it well, and I last for a year, right? Um, the only thing here, when I was there, I was working. Uh, you can find a kind of job without papers, paying underwater, they say. But I was just surviving, right? So it was okay, but it wasn't that good because I was trying to work in my field, right? So I was trying to uh, get hired for a companies, either one in the telecom. They had a couple companies, so I tried. But when I talked with a couple guys that they in that time they came from Mexico and other cities, but they were working there. They said, you know what, you will not get hired because you don't have any papers. You are not resident. You don't have you are not a Canadian guy. So it's not that way. It's not like USA. Maybe USA you can find almost everywhere, right? But it's not the same thing. So in this case, these people younger than me, they said, no, this is not the way. So they made the right way, and the right way uh, to if you're planning to migrate the right way, if if you really want to go, you need to start your process uh, before to, I don't know, but you need to make your research and see, okay, this is a country, let's say Canada, let's say USA. You need to looking for companies, you need to looking for the processes, looking for the companies, and looking for the people they are hiring people from other countries. What is the expectation? What is the rules? You need to looking for some people. You have to start everything from your city, your country. In this case, Monterrey. So while you're still there, try to make everything from there because it will be easy for you, and you will not face any problems like I did in Canada, because I was thinking that, oh, I am an engineer, they have to hire me. It wasn't like that. I know it was a kind of full perception, but I was thinking that it was possible, but it wasn't, right? So if you want to start, you want to migrate, you it's good for you to start the process where you are right now. Okay, and this take me for the next line. Uh, Talking a little bit more in my experience here. When I come back from Canada, I start to work in Telefonica, right? So it was the same telecom operations. So it was basically the same field. In 2010, I get an offer from a company. This is the company Tangent International. They send me an email. They normally looking for in a database. I submit my resume, I don't know, maybe a year before that time. And when they contact me, they said, "Hey, we are looking for engineers to uh, to work in projects all over nationwide, all over the USA." And I said, "Okay, well, let's see what happened." When I say yes, they take maybe, I don't know, maybe 2 3 months before to contact me again. But I said, okay, maybe this is just you know fishing, or is not true, right? So I said, okay, well, maybe it's not true. But at the same time, I was just taking a look in my emails to see if something comes. So by June in 2010, they said, hey, we already start a process to hire you. We want you to work in USA with this project, right? So I said, okay, well, what's next? They gave me all the papers. They said, hey, we need from you all these papers. They give you a list. They give me at that time they give me a full list of all the kind of papers they need. My bachelor's degree, my translation, um, uh, many things that they require, right? So I gather everything and I put it together and send it to them. So they start to work in that. This process takes maybe 3 months, right? By September, they say, okay, you have your appointment with the consulate, with the officer, with the immigrant officers in the consulate in Monterrey. I said, okay, well, send me all the papers. So they work everything. They have everything ready for me in all these 3 months. So September, at the beginning of September, they said, "Hey, we have a project right now. It's current, and it's gonna be in Orlando, Florida." I was thinking to came to, to come to Texas because my family, I have cousins. My wife has family here, so we were planning to came here. But they say no, you're going to Orlando. I said, okay, well, that's the project. Okay, let's go. So that was my first time I visit Orlando without knowing what was, what to expect in this project because it's totally different the way the people work here compared to Mexico is way different, right? So the first thing, um, I just get to that city. I was kind of scared because I've never been there before, so I was a little skeptical, but at the same time with a little fear, right? So I met a couple guys. So we start to work. People from Philippines, another guy from USA, another guy from United Kingdom. So many people from many places, right? So that was my first experience, and this is the first. I want to emphasize something here. Um, After a year, my company Tangi International, they say that they don't work with any kind of a migration process, no sponsor for a green card or to change my status, right? So I started to looking for a company that it just can give me a sponsor so I can just change my status, right? Because if I want to stay here, I need to change my TM visa to another status because otherwise I will be coming back and forth from here to go back to Mexico and then come back. So I don't think it is a good. It is good, but it's up to everybody. It's everyone's things different. I know people that they are okay with that. I wasn't okay, so I quit that company, but because I have another offer with the company with this Filipino guy I was working. So this company basically he was willing to be my sponsor, right? So that's basically that was the first point that I can say that I'm here because of that, right? So I'm going to the next presentation. Um, okay, talking about the telecommunications, right? As I said, I worked in Mexico before, and along with my degree, in engineering, um, the door was open for me, right? So I was working as a telecom field engineer. They name it different names. BTS engineer, which is a base transceiver station field engineer. RBS means radio base station engineer, field integrator. Basically, this field is uh, it depends if you work. I don't know, for a telecom company, for AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile. They always looking for to growing the network, right? I start to work in a UMTS technology, then LTE, and now still working in all these technologies plus 5G. So everything starts in UMTS back then in 2010 for me, right? Um, um, and this opportunity, this company gave me the opportunity to try another cities. I was living in Seattle for 2 years, uh, and I found work opportunities in different states. All these states in the bottom. Uh, I work in those states during all this period. Is good, but not too good because the most of the time I was away from my family. So when I migrate here, my plan was bring my family together, and this wasn't, you know, it wasn't the plan. But well, that was the opportunity I had back then, so I took it because it was the option I had, right? You may have, or you may have another different options. So it's up to how you can looking for the opportunities, right? I don't know if at this point anybody want to make a question, or I can just keep going.
You can keep going, Mario. I just want to remind our our audience that we have the chat. The chat is open to to receive questions. At the end of your talk, we can continue talking and answering the questions in the chat.
Understood. Understood. Thank you. Okay. Well, keeping going with this, the opportunities comes to finally get hired with a company like AT&T. I was working for a small agencies before, so this opportunity was the first opportunity I had for a big company, right? AT&T. I got a 2 years contract, and even though I try hard to stay, um, get hired, you know, I couldn't. Even though I approved the engineering test that AT&T asked the people to, to pass in order to get a position. I did many training. I did many things that that I was thinking that the company will hire me, but that wasn't the case. Uh, the meaning of this is that even 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 if you come, you come to another country, sometimes it's not easy. If you get hired directly for a company and go directly with that company, it's okay. But if you know are jumping from one company to another looking for a better opportunity, sometimes we have kind of barriers, right? Because the company says that you are a good fit and your skills are impressive, but even though right now, as of right now, I haven't get a permanent opportunity, right? So I've been working in project after projects, but still being projects, right? So it's not something like a permanent. It's not like maybe it's not the goal for everybody. My goal is get hired for a permanent position, but well, it hadn't happened yet. So maybe it eventually will happen, but not yet. So you sometimes you can feel like discouraged, and it is something that you can face eventually, right? So be prepared to face maybe a gaps or period of time where you're gonna be working some projects that you may not feel happy at all, but at the same time, it's a kind of reality that we sometimes face in this case in USA, right? Um, at this point, I'm working with this company, Ericsson. Um, I don't know if it's okay, Ingeniero, to mention these companies, but this is a telecom company nation, worldwide. So it is something that is right now happening. They gave me the opportunity for a year and a half, and they planning to give me another year and a half. So they decided if they're gonna hire me or not. But well, this is something that you can face. Maybe not. Maybe you have opportunity. After you graduate, maybe you get a good opportunity, and that's great. But this is my particular situation, right? So for now, still waiting for this company to give me a permanent position. But well, let's wait, right? Um, this is what I'm trying to say. When you leave your country for a work opportunity, sometimes you will interact with people that they don't like, people that came from another places, other countries. um, I'm not saying that um, it can happen to you, but sometimes you can have a hard, they can give you hard times because some people they don't like it, and you have to be ready to face sometimes this kind of situation. As I said, this is my personal experience. Maybe you will not experience this, but it's a kind of a heads up, right? So it's not always everything is not always going well, but you may face some people that they basically don't like people from another country, right? And and in this part um, of um, of this, if you face this is the moment where you have to have strong mind, right? Because you may feel depressed, you may feel sad, you may feel like you want to quit, but just attach, just keep your goal in mind and just keep going, right? In this point, I want to take a kind of a little break. I mean, not only break. I want to emphasize this. Um, when I started to work in this company, when I first come here, I thought I had good English, right? So when I started to work in the company, everything, all the process, it was through the phone. So you can imagine sometimes I couldn't even understand what they said. What I'm saying with this is not only not only try to say, not only said, oh yeah, I know English. No, practice English, practice pronunciation, practice listening, reading, grammar, everything, because everything, every place, every city has a different accent, different modism, different things, right? So you will face many people that you don't even know understand what they're telling you, but you have to understand what is happening. So if you really want to do it, English is 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 basically the first rule. English is mandatory. If you want to do something else, like I don't know, maybe you want to go to Canada, you may have to study French as well because they have a provinces that they speak is French and English and French. So you may have that in your, you can keep that in your mind. But the language is mandatory. There is no like, oh, I kind of so can speak English. I can handle. You need to be sure because people sometimes is not patient, and as I said, they can give you a hard time. Right. So English, another language, depend the country you want to go, you can start with the language, right, the culture, or try to learn something, but the language, the idiom is mandatory, right? um, Another thing that I've been uh, um, checking is that never stops. The companies like that you are keeping growing, learning new skills, new something, right? But they're always looking for what are you doing with your, with your experience. If you're making, if you make your experience growing, the companies like that, right? So it is another advice, right? So um, and another thing that this is something that maybe some people know, maybe not everybody knows, but the USA is a big consumer, right? Everything is easy to get because you get credit for almost everything, right? So my advice here is get some financial education, because if you don't have a plan with your money, you can lose a lot. You can earn a good money, but if you don't have a plan, uh, you can say goodbye to your money because it's not gonna last what you are planning for. So be a kind of a self start and get some financial literacy, because it's going to help you not only thinking about software, hardware, but the money, right? So it's another advice that I can see it here, and you can make a big achievements, right? So my strongest advice is make a plan with your money, right? And um, uh, this point is something that I've been facing or seeing here in maybe, I don't know, maybe the last 2 3 years. Companies are looking for people with the different skills. Right now, software people that can handle software, software administrators, or people that they can be developers. They have a lot of opportunities here, right? Another thing, if you have any if you have any skill like a welder or something like that, it can help you also. So better you can keep in mind, if you can learn something like any skill like a mechanical or biomechanics or cement finishers, anything can help you, right? But the main goal is here in the bottom. Need for software developers, software administrators, backend, front end, OS managers, application managers, and many people. Another field that is I seen that the company is looking for is in the telecom field. Talking about my field, is many people is coming to this country right now without any degree, because basically the hand force in the telecom industry right now is basically depleted. They are in the need of many people. So they are bringing, and I know people that they are bringing people from Mexico without any degree, but these people has, the the they are thirsty to grow, to bring some different to their family. So they are migrating in a big amount of people, right? So it's something that you can consider as well, because right now USA is getting a gap, and and people, they need people, right? So you can check this, and it could be a good opportunity for you. Um, uh, this is what I'm in my field, in my telecom field. Um, another skill that is in demand is the radio frequency engineer, and people that can make optimization in the network. Those people are very good skill. They have a very good opportunities in almost the whole country, very well paid, and they are in the need. The companies are in the need of these people. So if you planning to go through the telecommunications field, this could be a kind of good guide. And the bottom, I have these. I remember these two companies here in the bottom. They are companies that they provide some training. So maybe I can, if you're interested, you can take a look in those companies. But definitely, uh, these fields, they are in high demand. So you can consider this if you're planning to follow this path, right? Network designers, and it's another opportunity. So you can see, maybe you right now, this you're doing some design, uh, some design in your company, so you know what could be this field, and it's growing as well. So the companies are looking for designers, electronics, and every kind of design. So you can consider that. Um, um, Basically, that's the main point of my conversation with you guys. I know many of you. I know you are ready to go. Many of you, maybe you are thinking to leave, but I want to give you a kind of final advice. Always work in yourself, right? Always think about what is good for you to go ahead and get whatever you're looking for, right? Be hard with you, but be gentle. Um, Always try to sleep well, eat well, and exercise. That's gonna keep you uh, basically alert and shining. It's a kind of advice, and well, that's the end of my presentation. Um,
Great.
right. So
Great, great. Thanks for your wonderful presentation, Mario. It's an example of the generosity of a successful professional that has migrated to the US. And you are part of our community of graduates that are all around the world, mainly in the US, Canada, and Europe, in France particularly. Some of our graduates are also in Germany. Thanks. We have well, I will take the opportunity to ask you some questions that reflects the thinking of our students and other people. Um, many times we hear about offer opportunities, professional opportunities in Canada to migrate, but we also hear experiences that are not necessarily good. On the other hand, we believe that there is a big difference between the US and Canada. In taking these two things into account, what can you tell us, Mario?
Okay, well, actually, I face a kind of a scam migration agency for Canada. Um, Definitely, you need to make your research, looking for the source of those opportunities. But some of those, they are definitely they are scams. So you need to make sure that everything is official, and definitely there is a lot of opportunities. I know because I know people from Canada, I know people here. So there is companies that the best way, or the kind of a good way, is looking for the uh, let's say at AT&T, they have opportunities. They have the web page, they have the opportunities. So sometimes they are, they are looking for people to offer an opportunity for the people out of the country, right? But always looking for the source of that offer, of that work experience, because you will give some money and you'll never see it back. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. What did you experience some difficulty with the recognition of your degree in the US or in Canada?
Not personally, but my wife, she faced some validations. She was applying for a job in a school, in a school district, and they said that the degrees doesn't match what they are looking for. So they ask her to a specific agent, because if the company wants to hire you, they're gonna assign you an agency that dedicates translations and basically uh, get all the credits. So they're gonna tell you if you need credits, or your cardex, or your title, everything is matching what they are looking for. If that is not the case, they're gonna send you with the agency. If it's that doesn't fix the situation, you need to go and fix the situation with, in this case, let's say with the Universidad de Nuevo León, or wherever you come from, right?
Okay, okay. This is, I think this is a hot topic, because let me share with you and our audience this information.
Sharing.
Yes. Let me share with you this information. We here at FIME, we are very proud that now our programs, such as yours, our careers, are internationally accredited. So they are recognized in America and the US, and also some of them in Europe. So we have this recognition. This opens opportunities for our graduates and, of course, our current students. What I want to stress to our students is that we here at FIME want to convey the message that FIME not only prepares engineers to work regionally. Of course, that's the main, that's the reason why FIME was created at the beginning, to supply engineers to the Nuevo León industry, to the Monterrey industry. But now FIME has the capacity to provide engineers to the world. Yeah. And I want to invite you to share with us your opinion, your thoughts in this. You have mentioned that there is demand of skills or people.
Yeah.
In demographical terms, what can you tell our students? Let's say we believe that there is a need of engineers in many countries, that because of the people is getting older and young people doesn't want to become engineers, they prefer to be YouTubers, etc. What can you share with us on this topic?
Okay. Well, when you said demographic is, if you're talking about the amount of people that let's say
Amount and the aging of
yeah,
population.
right now, even though USA is looking for people, there is a lot of people are coming from another countries, right? So you're not only gonna compete against the American people, you're gonna compete against people with from India, China, Japan, Asian countries, right? So you have to have, you know, a better good opportunity or very good skills to get or to to be different than the people that is looking for that job, right? But if you're looking for countries, let's say Canada has a little bit more opportunity, right? In talking about the amount of people that wants to migrate there, right? Compared to USA, Canada is little better in that topic, talking about that that topic, right? Even if you want to go to another country in Europe, maybe I heard that, forget the country, but some countries that they are, especially those cold countries, right, where the people is getting old, and as you said, people they don't want to, or it's expensive, or they don't basically don't want it to finish any degree. The people from FIME they can looking for opportunities in countries like Finland or Switzerland, even Germany. So it's something that they can think about, right? Because USA right now looking for people, but at the same time it is getting full of people, right? So I'm not saying it's not open for everybody. It's open for everybody, but you need to be a very good option for the companies, right? If you want to come for a good company, you better have your great English and your better skills in very sharp skills, right? So this is what I can see.
In thanks for your answer. In your experience and in your field as engineers in these companies, in particular in the field of communications or telecommunications, what's your feeling about the quantity of foreigners engineers? Speaking about the engineers, foreigner engineers compared to local engineers or American engineers, is there a balance, or there are a lot more Americans, a few foreigners, or what is your opinion in this?
Yeah, no, I think what I see is that the American people they are not getting that amount of engineers, right? So I think this is the opportunity for the engineers to come in here because the school here is be expensive, so many people just quit or they can just get half of the degree or stuff like that. But the American people are struggling to provide engineers. That's why USA is opening the doors, the frontiers for the engineers. In this case, Mexico is basically next to the river, so it's the easiest way. So I think um, USA is not providing uh, that much engineers.
So the US is not producing enough engineers to supply
Yeah,
to
yeah,
companies.
the demand, yeah, definitely.
I think that's also happening in many countries in Europe.
Yeah, yeah, it's globally situation. So I think this opportunity for the engineers, in this case, females, is basically a worldwide institution. So I think it's a good opportunity for the people that come from FIME. It's a good opportunity.
Great, great. That's a great message and a great piece of advice that you gave to our students. It's I'm happy that you are telling this to our students, that they are hearing that they must. You talk. You use almost use this word. They must learn to speak, to write English, and
It's
to
mandatory.
understand.
It's mandatory. It's an order. Mhm. Not
Okay.
is it's not optional. You have to.
That's a great message. Another very important piece of advice that you gave our students, and this is very, it's fantastic. You talk about financial literacy. Can you tell us a little more about this?
Yeah, that the thing I have here in this, as I said, USA is consumer, right? You can get whatever you want, basically get everything you want and pay until you die, right? But many people, especially talking about this USA, many people living check after check, right? So let's say every paycheck, every how we say quincena, uh, every people just live like that. They don't have any. If they have uh, a flat tire, that's it. That's gonna be a problem for them because they don't have. They can get a credit, but they're gonna have a debt, right? So right now, what I think that is good advice is think about what is your plan, because you're gonna if you came to the country to this country is because you know that the money is attraction, right? Experience that,
Yes.
but you know there's gonna be better money. That's a fact, right? But if you don't have a plan, believe me, you can see that your money disappear faster, faster.
And talking about that, what about a retirement plan in your case,
That's
and as an advice for our students and the people that is with us?
Yeah, they have a. They say that the social security is the goal, but this is not gonna happen now. Even myself, I am 51, and maybe I will not be able to get a good retirement plan from the social, right? So there is another plans that they name 401k. It's basically your money and the contribution from the company. They give you some interest or some dividends. So you have something, right? So something to earn while you have that in the invest in. They invest that money, so you cannot touch that money because it's in an investment process, right? You can say that is the best option. You can put maybe 20,000 a year or something like that, but that's gonna be the most you save right now is gonna be better for you in the future because right now USA, in particular USA, is struggling with the retirement people. They are not getting enough. People are getting old, and the people that we are working right now, we are paying more taxes, and it's becoming a problem.
And what about healthcare?
Wow, this is they have a market. They have a if you have a private insurance, that's a great, but it's not cheaper. It's expensive. Even though if you have the market, the health market, they have options, cheaper options, stuff like that. But at the same time, is not a good option because basically you are in your own, right? So it's not like okay, you can have a good insurance from your company, right? I'm not saying that is not working, but the insurance or the healthcare here it's a kind of good business for some companies, right?
Uh,
So it's a kind of truth that we don't want to hear, but it's a truth. It's something that we have to face. It's not the best.
okay, okay. Well, I was trying to convert the comments that I am received into question. I hope I did this part well.
Okay.
Uh, Mario, coming back to a subject that you touched, you has impressed me with your observation about this topic of financial literacy, because it's something that, in my experience, our programs, not only in engineering, just don't have that part of education. I think you touch a very sensible thing here. I'm taking note, and I will do my best to fill this gap that you pointed out.
Yeah, definitely.
And thanks for that. And thanks for generosity, for sharing with us your experience. It was also impressive, the quantity of locations in which you have traveled and work.
It has been a great experience, believe me.
Yes.
I really enjoyed. Sometimes not that much, but most of the time it were great.
Great. Well, time has run out, but it was a really wonderful talk with you. Thanks for your generosity. We have here a diploma. I will send it to you by mail. I also take the opportunity to apologize for the little delay that we have at the beginning, about 10 minutes. We apologize for this technical issue, but I also take the opportunity to thank the technical people that is behind us. You and I are here on the screen, but behind us there is a wonderful team here at FIME. You know, Carolina, Andres, etc. Other people that is
a great team. Yeah.
Yes. And this conversation has been recorded, so it will be available for anyone that wants to review it or that didn't have the opportunity to watch it live. So again, thank you very much. With this, we finish. And again, thank you, and God bless you. I hope we will keep in touch.
I just add one more thing before we leave. As I told you before, this is a little thing that I can give back to FIME. It gave me a lot. So doing this was a pleasure to do it, because I know many people has questions, and I really enjoyed. I am really appreciate the opportunity, and I really enjoyed to meet you guys, that you are doing this great job. I appreciate that very much.
Thank you again, and to all the people that is with us. Please, we will be organizing more conversations like this in this seminar on internationalization. So again, on behalf of our dean, thank you very much.
Thank you for everybody.
Have a great evening.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night. Bye.